What's up, everybody? It is Kellen here from Start Your Systems, and welcome to the Slaygrounds DLC and MX vs. ATV Legends, where today we're going to take a look at our top 5 jumps on the Slaygrounds DLC. The Slaygrounds DLC is coming to MX vs. ATV Legends on December 20th, so be sure to get excited and get ready to go for it. So we're going to show you guys 5 jumps on this compound that we think are some of the best hits. One of the, kind of hidden gems, or, maybe jumps that you didn't really realize exist on the Slaygrounds before, but when you're able to explore this map, you're going to be able to find a lot of them, and they're pretty cool. For this list, we did want to leave out some of the wall rides and some of the little, rollover jumps and stuff like that, just because those are fun techie things to do, but we wanted to talk about the biggest and funnest hits on the compound. So let's jump in and check it out. Coming in at number 5 is actually a jump sequence. I didn't want to have too many jump sequences on this one, but this one is pretty cool. It is at the far west side of the map. You go right off of the start and kind of get down to this little corner where these little kind of trials thing exists down here. But there's actually a little nook carved out of the hill right here. And if you go up to it, you got to hit it somewhere in like the 50 to 55 range, and you'll grease this landing on the backside. And then it's like this little bowl that you jump into. You can swivel to the right, come out of it, and then another jump back out to flat. And while these are not the biggest jumps ever, I like how they're kind of naturally formed out of the terrain right here, and they just kind of, toss you into this little bowl right here. And it's fun to go in and throw something on the way back out. I almost feel like this would be a good opportunity when you're online with your buddies to do some cool, whip trains, or maybe something where you cross over each other and do something like that. But either way, the jumps are, small, techie, but still big enough to throw some nice whips, and a very fun little sequence here to start us off on the Slayground. Coming in at number 4, we have the Goliath, and you really only have to take one look at this massive jump to understand why. I believe this might be the biggest ramp jump on the track, and I like this one because, similar to number 3 coming up, it is a little bit secluded, a little bit hidden. You have to find it, but once you find it, oh boy, it is a big one, and it's actually pretty tricky to land. I only landed it a few times trying to actually record this, so I didn't get the best whip shots or anything like that, but this is a super fun jump when you get it right, because it takes timing, it takes precision, but it also tosses you so high in the air that you have plenty of time to throw out a big whip, throw out a backflip, a bunch of other stuff like that. And like I said, it is a big boy, so definitely a lot of fun to hit, a lot of fun to land, and a lot of fun to throw some cool stuff off of. Coming in at number 3, I'm going to call this one the Trail Gap, because essentially it goes from trail to trail. It is a ramp jump, and it is a dirt landing still, but boy, this one is a lot of fun, and it is another kind of hidden one, which I've decided I feel like I like in these sequences, but it's right here off kind of the little backside of the track right here. You're going to go through this little trail and just right through the bushes off of this ramp jump, and just a beautiful hit that takes you down to the backside of this landing right here, and then it just goes off into another little trail off to the right side. It's not like a sequence of jumps or anything like that. It is a totally hidden and secluded hit, and it tosses you way up there. A lot of good whips opportunities right there, and I think right here in first person I even toss a little backflip right here. So a great little jump, fun to probably do some trains with your friends, and that's number 3 on our list of best jumps. Coming in at number 2, we're going to call this one Quad Up, and I think if you guys follow Axel Hodges at all, you have probably seen this one. This one is right in the middle of the map, so it's really easy to find. It's actually on the MX track on the Slaygrounds compound, but I feel like this one is such a popular jump because Axel Hodges kind of made it famous for building this thing in the first place and then being gnarly enough to hit it. It is this little triple right here, and then you follow it up with what I call the uphill quad. It is a massive step up, and you get huge hang time on it, plenty of time to throw whips and tricks like we've been talking about through this whole video. But it is such a unique jump because it's very rare that you have someone build this big of a step up. I mean, you were in the air for a long time. Like even right here, it says what you're jumping 205 feet and 70 feet in the air. You are definitely up there. I think that's probably a little exaggerated, but it is a huge jump. Definitely recommend checking out Axel Hodges hitting it because it is massive. So I felt like it needed a place on the list, and right now we're going to put it at number 2. And of course, coming in at number 1, it has to be number 1. It is right here towards the top of the map. You almost start right next to it. It's the main ramp and the quarter pipe. Now I'm putting these both number 1 because you technically jump over the quarter pipe, so I felt like you just had to include both of them. The main ramp is pretty much the best ramp jump in the game. It is so much fun to hit. It's wide, so you can set up for big whips, you can set up for oppo whips, you can set up for backflips, and it's pretty long, like maybe a little bit too short to get everything off that you want, but I think for the most part it works well in just about every form. Backflips, like I said, whips and everything like that. It all just works really well together, and I think it's a super fun jump to hit. Definitely easy to throw the whips out there and stuff like that. And here's a little bit of a first-person view just so you get a bird's eye view of what it's like to soar through the air and land a little bit long and kind of crunch a little bit. But the quarter pipe is incredible. It works really, really well. It's actually quite hard to go really high and still land because you just will fall off if you go too high. So you have to get the right amount of speed. You have to get the right angle. But it just pops you into this perfect little kind of angled 180. You go way up in the air and come right back down. It just is a perfect hit, honestly. I feel like they built this and that other ramp jump perfectly. No complaints whatsoever, and a lot of fun. So that's our top 5 Slaygrounds jumps. But when you guys get it on Tuesday, December 20th, let us know what you guys think are the top 5 jumps on this compound. We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions, and we'll also shred them after the track comes out. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.